Greetings. I would like to bring three words together that may at first seem only associated by sound, but as we explore them, we'll discover that there's a huge amount of our world that is being driven by misunderstandings of these three words. They're the words authentic, authority, and author, all having slightly different derivatives, but some of the origins, either through the French or the Latin, we can see in authentic that it means to be the primary cause, to be the author of one's own life. The author is one who elaborates on something, the one who expands the ideas, but it also means the originator. And the authority is also then a word that can mean the origin of that which has power over someone. However, if we look at our situation in the world today, we are all searching for the authentic self-authority to author our lives. The authentic self-authority to author our own lives. To write the stories of our own life is really an important aspect of what it means to feel acknowledged and valued in the world today. If we can find a way to find our authentic self, we find within ourselves the origins of how we are going to write our biography, how we are going to write and express ourselves through deeds and actions and feelings and thoughts in the world. But where do we draw this authentic authority? It is becoming increasingly difficult in our world to know exactly what it is that has any authority. History is being rewritten constantly by new archaeological findings. Things that we thought we knew are being turned over. It becomes increasingly difficult to know if the tenets and the philosophies and the knowledge that we have read and studied, or the information that we've gleaned, is actually real. And I suppose a very important aspect of our world today is that we believe still in a dualistic system. Either something is true or it is false. So a lot of journalism, expositional journalism, WikiLeaks, conspiracy theories are all exposing that there is no singular truth or aspect to knowing exactly what's happening. Everyone is involved. The governments, the terrorists, the bankers, the funders, the journalists, the politicians, ourselves. We are all involved in upholding the illusion of what we call the authentic or the truth or the knowledge of a particular situation. But the reality that we find more and more alarming possibly is that it's all true. Everybody is involved. They are the governments, they are the politicians, they are the bankers, they are the people who create chaos in the background. There are small groups of people who are manipulating the situation, and there are those of us who sit around or cannot feel that we can have any way of being effective to know or make a difference in the world. So how are we to find this authentic authority within ourselves? We need to take it upon ourselves to discern that the truth in the world today is no longer a black and white aspect of our life anymore. It would be so easy if we could say either it is true because some law or some external code or some government or some newspaper or some writer tells us it is so. We've read and studied, and therefore we can feel founded in a particular philosophy, religion, or secular or scientific theory that makes us feel like we actually have understood the world. But many of us are feeling that this is no longer the case. Our world is being turned around, and inwardly we are at sea a little bit to know exactly how it is we should relate to all the information. So, along with this aspect of being able to feel that all the aspects of the story are true, that they are all parts of the truth, that we must be able to stand in the room and be able to say, yes, each person, each faction has an aspect of what is actually going on. And we should not try, as in the olden days, to make one or the other better. I'm in no ways condoning here that a group of extremists should be able to be allowed to kill and create mayhem in the world. I'm sure that we would all agree that at some level we need to find boundaries to stop extremists controlling the world. But what are these various voices? What are these various voices that we need to try and find within ourselves? As I have said, the one is that we need to be able to understand that there is a number of truths in any given situation. And the faculty that we need is to be able to have discernment. We have our own feelings and emotions about sympathies and antipathies. We have a feeling for what is true and what is someone creating a fabrication or an illusion. We actually do feel this in our bodies, in our emotions, and right down into the fluids of our life that run in our blood and our lymph. We get an instant knowing. And to trust this, to discern this, and to feel that we know exactly where we can stand inside any given truth, any given sense of knowing what is really going on. So to become authentic also means not only to have an opinion by which I am going to express myself in the world, it means that I also have to create my own authority on any given situation. This means reading, it means taking in with an open mind as many different aspects as being reported and weighing them up all between each other, all against each other, and within myself trying to find a way of knowing which of these various aspects am I going to hold like juggling balls in my hand. There's conspiracy, there is extremism, there is rationalism, there is all sorts of different things in any situation that I need to hold in balance with each other to be able to feel a way to navigate through knowing what's happening in the world. If I can, through this discernment, holding all the different truths, find within myself a self-generated discernment, I come to my own authority. I can no longer be told by scientists, by religious people, by governments, by journalists, what it is that I know is going on in the world. They all become places where I can perceive the facts, where I can perceive opinions, but the only place where I can make a cohesive truth within myself is to discern and ponder all of these various aspects given to us through the various opinions and the various phenomena of the world, and allow them to come to a cohesive picture within ourselves of what is going on. And then, with time, we find we do speak with authority on a situation because we have come through a long journey of weighing up the various aspects. We do start to act out of an authenticity within ourselves, and we begin to author our actions to make changes in how we approach things. We no longer blindly follow the edicts of society, of politics, of science or religions, or spiritualities or philosophies, but we create our own world philosophy out of our own biography. Our biography, our lived life, becomes the source of our philosophy in the world, and therefore we are acting as an authentic authority, authoring our own lives in this world.